Guys, please stick around till after the story is done being read. We have some important stuff to talk about. SCP number 354. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to SCP-354's immobile nature, Area 354 has been built around it. Area 354 houses forces and D-Class personnel prepared to deal with threats emerging from SCP-354, as well as researchers studying the SCP and its properties. For their own safety, no on-site personnel at any time are to approach SCP-354 at any time. Direct interaction with SCP-354 is permitted only for the purpose of research to eliminate SCP-354 and must be approved by 05 personnel. Area 354 was constructed to contain and neutralize any and all further threats emerging from SCP-354. At the heart of Area 354, a 20-foot wall of concrete reinforced with data expunged has been constructed around SCP-354 to prevent emerging entities from escaping into the area at large. High-speed motion detection cameras are placed atop the wall looking down into the pool. Armed guards can easily shoot down in the enclosure from catwalks placed above aforementioned pool. Description: SCP-354 is a pool of red liquid discovered in northern Canada. The liquid is of a consistency similar to that of human blood, hence the colloquial name blood pond, but is not of a biological nature. The pool does not have definite banks. Soil mixes with the liquid until at a certain point there is more soil than liquid and the ground is mostly solid. The liquid becomes denser as it descends deeper into the pool. If the pool has a bottom, it is yet to be discovered. Periodically, entities emerge from the pool and attempt to escape from the enclosure. Thus far, nearly all of the creatures emerging from the SCP have been extremely hostile and highly dangerous. The SCP is believed to have been first discovered by survivors of a plane crash who encountered the SCP by chance. The SCP has developed a bit of an urban legend long before Foundation personnel arrived to deal with the threat. After locating the source of the legend, SCP personnel set up Watch Station Epsilon 38 just to monitor the pool and deter travelers from finding it. The SCP was classified as Euclid until the properties were further discovered. At 1403 hours on, an unidentified entity emerged from 354. All contact with Watch Station Epsilon 38 was lost. Mobile Task Force was dispatched to deal with the entity, and were eventually successful. All personnel at Watch Station Epsilon were found dead. Watch Area 354 was subsequently constructed just to contain the SCP. Document 354-1A. A partial log of entities that have emerged from the SCP prior to Event 354-20. SCP-354-1. The original entity which destroyed Watch Station Epsilon resembled a giant bat, neutralized by Mobile Task Force 354-2. A bear-sized mammalian creature covered in razor-sharp spines, resembling an echidna, virtually bulletproof, but was unable to escape the enclosure surrounding the pool, neutralized via napalm. 354-3, a black metallic sphere capable of levitation, emitted concentrated levels of radiation in precisely directed beams, sufficient to instantly cripple and later result in death. Then, Area Head Dr. struck the SCP entity with the sledgehammer, disabling it. SCP-354-3 then self-detonated, causing minor structural damage and severely wounding the Doctor. He had made a full recovery and has been commended for his bravery. SCP-354-4. A humanoid reptilian creature, approximately 15 feet tall, escaped both the wall enclosure and Area 354 altogether. Gunfire caused very little physical damage to the creature and was highly ineffective. Mobile Task Force Omega-7, Pandora's Box, was dispatched and successfully neutralized the creature. SCP-354-5. Data expunged. SCP-354-6. Appeared to be a human male of Indian descent. As the enclosure around the pool had not yet been fully repaired, SCP-354-6 was immediately shot before it had any chance to escape. Area Head Dr. has expressed his displeasure with this rash execution of SCP-354-6, which later testing did reveal to be identical to a human being. Data corrupted. 354-14. A majority of the creature's body remained well beneath the surface of the pool. 5 octopus-like tentacles were seen emerging from the pool and reached up over the enclosure. Several D-Class personnel were grabbed by the tentacles and pulled back beneath the surface. After receiving massive damage from the gunfire, SCP-354-14 retreated back into the pool and disappeared. No personnel taken by the creature were ever recovered. 354-15. A feline creature composed of blue-hued crystalline structure, later revealed to be blue ice, was able to jump above the walled enclosure. It was agile enough to dodge most gunfire. It was actively hostile and mauled any personnel that engaged it. Subject engaged SCP-354-16 upon its emergence from the pool and was terminated in the fight. 354-16. A feline creature composed of a dark red-black stone, later revealed to be partially solidified magma. Gunfire proved mostly ineffective against it. It was not hostile to personnel and did not attempt to escape the walled-off enclosure, until being engaged by SCP-354-15. It successfully terminated 354-15 and grew less active as its body cooled. After fully solidifying, and having remained motionless since, the subject was moved to Doctor's Office for Aesthetic Purposes. 354-18. A metallic humanoid machine described by several D-Class personnel as a Terminator. Subject possessed a cloaking device rendering it invisible to the human eyes. The subject was highly adept at combat. It killed nearly 90% of Area 354 guard personnel as it rampaged through the facility. Approximately 60 minutes after emerging from the pool, it ceased to function and powered down. The subject was dismantled and its power cells disposed of. The remains are under study. Note from Area Head Doctor: that's thrice now that we've had to fall back on Pandora's box to deal with the stuff coming out of our SCP. Abel can't complain though. You can tell he enjoyed fighting SCP-354-11. Maybe we should set up some kind of hotline to MTF Omega-7. 354-3A. A log of Exploratory Mission 354 Alpha. Note from Area Head Doctor: it's been like 22 months since a last entity emerged from the pool. Before this, the longest period of time between emergences was like 8 months. I suspect that means one of two things. Either the red pool has died or powered down, or whatever the correct term would be, or it's charging up for something big to come through. 05 believes the former is most likely the explanation, and since has recalled 30% of our total personnel and cut 25% of our funding, while I can only hope that they are correct, if the latter is true, we're soon to face some terrible monstrosity, and we won't have anywhere near the force necessary to deal with it. I worry for all of our safety. Document 354-4. Event Log 354-20. On the morning of... the entire staff of Area 354 evacuated the facility. However, they also shut down the power to the area and took a number of supplies and vehicles from the facility, indicating that the evacuation had not been done in an emergency. Mobile Task Force Theta-12 was dispatched to investigate the cause of the evacuation, and, if possible, make contact with the area staff. However, before Theta-12 could make contact with the personnel or its evacuees, the area's on-site warhead was detonated, resulting in the destruction of the entire facility and the deaths of... Theta-12 was ordered to make contact with evacuated personnel, and in the event of hostility, were given the clearance to terminate any uncooperative personnel. A large convoy of vehicles taken from the area were spotted heading southward from Area 354 at a high speed. Final audio logs from Theta-12 indicate that the convoy was made up of Area 354 staff, and that the previous chain of command had broken down in its entirety, with armed D-Class personnel and research personnel firing upon Theta-12. Theta-12 was annihilated, and no further contact with the former personnel has been made since. Document 354-5. Following the total destruction of Area 354, the Red Pool containment site was constructed in its place. Basic maps of the new facility can be found in... And... Unlike the previous facility, which was focused on research and neutralization of entities emerging from the SCP, the new facility is devoted entirely to containment of the SCP and entities that may emerge from it, as well as any unforeseen forces which it may create directly. This is largely due to the advisement of the new site head, who believes that the events of Log 35420 were a result of psychic or mental attack generated by the SCP itself. Document 354-6. Interview regarding... Is it alright if I record this? Yeah, go ahead. Good. So, let's start at the beginning. What happened at the Red Pool containment site? Looking back now, it seems strange that nobody suggested draining the pool when Dr. came up with it. It seemed like such a good idea at the time. What exactly about this idea was so appealing? It was a way out. That SCP entity, I've read what it says. It's a joke. It makes it seem like we have the pool under control. I take it you do not? There's a half-a-meter slab of reinforced concrete all over the pool, and yet every time these beasts try to come through, somehow it manages to get loosened into the building. People die every single time. I've seen a man's own intestines. Can you imagine what that looks like, old man? So do you, and of course to other people stationed at the Red Pool containment site as well. Draining the pool seemed like a fine solution to all the suffering caused by the SCP? Suffering? This thing doesn't just... Please sit down. This is going on recording. So, O5 approved the draining of the SCP. Then what happened? They evacuated all the non-essential personnel to a location a couple of kilometers away, leaving just the basic defense crew and the people who'd run the equipment. Mostly D-class, plus a few agents just to keep things going. And you were among the agents. Yeah. How did you go about draining the pool? Well, the tech guys brought this big pump things with all these hoses. We retracted the slab, but... Have you ever had a dream where it seemed so real, but you knew you were dreaming, and it felt like you had to wake up to escape from it? No, I can't say that I have. Yeah, you have. We all have. That's what it felt like when they put the hose in to drain it. Everything just stopped being real. It was like we had to escape right now. And were you the only one feeling this sensation? No, everyone had it at the same time. It came from the fucking pool. Please, lower your voice. What happened when they activated the pump? We never did. We couldn't. It wouldn't let us. What wouldn't let you? The pool! Please, I'm asking you to lower your voice. Up until now, it's been content just throwing monsters at us. It's been playing. But now that we have it locked up, we try to execute it. Now it's angry. Please restrain the agent. My buddy measured the banks once just to compare it to the photos from its first discovery. You know what he found? Guards! It's growing. The pool is growing. It's bigger and stronger every day now. We've made it angry. Get your hands... Sedate him. We'll continue this in the morning, if he's lucid by then. As I'm sure a lot of you have heard by now, the SCP wiki is in a fight for fair use, over fair use. It seems some Russian guy had bought the copyright for the SCP logo and I think the name, I'm not sure, but he's trying to use it for his own personal gain. He's trying to profit off of it, make the SCP website his own personal website where he can sell his shitty, I'm sure, IP thefted merch, and so on and so forth. Markiplier and The Quartering have both done videos on this, and I will put the link in the description to the legal fund where they're trying to fight this off. I 110% think that if you can and have just a little bit of extra cash to throw at them, they could really use the help. because this guy stole a copyright. It's a false copyright. He doesn't own the SCP. He's just trying to sell his own shitty stuff and make money off of other people's work. So 100%, if you can, throw a couple of bucks at the fund. Or me. Either way. Thank you for watching. I would like to thank all of the lovely patrons who are currently listed on screen right now. Dan R. Neophyte Games, KSX, Mr. Swiston, Official Jerboa, JY Pyromancer, Hayden MH, Ethan A, Daniel H, Maximilian Charles P, Deneen H, Go Cute Puppy LLC, and Young Sykes. Guys, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.